stuck in the same town as predators. Of course, that's nearly every town, isn't it? Americans seem to love pedophiles. They seem to protect rapists and pedophiles in specific, especially here in Oregon. Here in Oregon, raping somebody will get you 6 hours if you're a woman, 6 months if you're a man. Amazing, isn't it? How much difference there is between a man and a woman being sentenced. How much difference there is between a man and a woman being heard. And of course, there's always the inference that it must be okay for a woman to molest a male child because, first of all, we should be glad that we got laid, shouldn't we? Right? Y'all pretend that females cannot be predators, and that's just insanity. I've had too many female predators in my life to believe any such bullshit. This wolnez feller wanted to talk some shit, not knowing what the fuck he was even saying. Just wanted to be a bully. Well, he tried bullying. He was rather ineffective at it. Not sure if you noticed, but I stood up to him the whole time. And I'll do it again. Because guaranteed this is not the last time that this guy is going to try something like this. He got way too goddamn brazen yesterday. Now, what are the chances that that dude is a child? Well, it's pretty fucking good. He's a violent and dumb person. That dumb part is the biggest issue. Maybe you should, I don't know, follow something through to its conclusion before jumping to conclusions. And none of y'all do that, do you? Cowards. Oh no! Sean called you a coward. Holy shit, it's the end of the world. Some dude who can't defend himself against you is still sticking up to you. God, poor you. Must be rough.
Turn left onto US 101 South, Main Avenue.
Now this wolnez feller wants to pretend that I'm some sort of sicko pervert chimo. Right? Well, on this sicko pervert, there's gotta be a bitch out here somewhere. You're gonna go accusing somebody of that shit. Well, there's gotta be somebody that shit happened to, huh? Not gonna make any difference. Now, statistically, as father, the most likely person to molest his children by a lot. Well, if you wanted to put his nasty cock shoes on, wanted to rub boobies with me, wanted to exchange breath. What a swell fellow. Now, there were lots of witnesses there, but there were lots of witnesses many times that I was abused. The cops didn't give a fuck because I had to get it alone. This very investigation, I followed it. Also, most of her sisters in this investigation, I followed those to the best of my ability. I also let everybody know that I report everything. Not to be some super clandestine spy, not to go tell the whole world your secrets, but but my goddamn protection is the earth. When cops act with goddamn impunity like this, yeah, it makes it dangerous for all of us. And then we've got known predators, and I do say known predators for a reason. Has been known to be predatory towards me and obviously towards others too. What, you think I'm the first person that he fucking harassed? You think I'm the first person he threatened? Oh, hell no. There's always victims in the past. It's pretty goddamn easy to dig up if you spend too much time in a town. Are you going to find anybody in this town or any other town in the world? Are you going to find anybody that I raped or molested? Hell no. You notice in all these years people try to pretend that I'm some sort of sicko pervert pedophile. Not one goddamn victim has ever come forward. Not one. Just a bunch of fucking baseless accusations. Most of them coming from people that I've never fucking met. The other thing is, yeah, I have the ability to do a lot of fucked up shit. I do. I've got all the things I need to make explosives. I got all the stuff I need to make bombs. I got all the stuff I need to make shotguns. You know, it's because it's fucking easy. Because I can make this stuff out of scraps. I can make it out of junk. I can make it out of household chemicals.
Turn right onto Main Avenue.
But you know, just because I can make household explosives doesn't mean that I want to go blowing stuff up. Those ladies are totally cool. Y'all didn't get to hear nothing but them laughing just a second ago, and I do apologize. They are,
Turn right onto Main Avenue, then turn right onto Fifth Street.
well, way more spectacular than just their laugh. Also, it's two different people, but of course, I always see them together, so I see them as two separate entities. Just now, this wolnez feller, he didn't have to go doing the shit that he did yesterday. He didn't have to start the shit that he did. But he made that decision nonetheless, didn't he? When he wanted to call me names. You notice I took it pretty well. The parts that I didn't take was him stepping up on me. And I made sure I did the right thing as far as stepping away too, didn't I? Are you supposed to just walk away? Well, yeah, but safely. That means keeping your eyes on the prize. What's gonna stop that motherfucker from cold cocking you in the back of the head? Or fucking stabbing you right between the ribs. Yeah, don't just walk away blindly from your assailant. Keep your eyes on them. Try to get somewhere safe. By safe, I mean somewhere with people that you trust will not let harm happen to you. Do I go hide behind the Starbucks, folks? You damn right I do. What are the chances that this Mr. Wolnez has family and friends in the area that'll, of course, do fucked up shit for him? Well, since none of them dumb some bitches have put their nasty cockbeaters on me over him in the last 24 hours, I'd say it's only been 24 hours. And you want to tell me that it's my fault people abused me because I told on them for abusing me. Maybe you should pay attention to the fact that we cannot time travel in order for things to happen in the order that you want to pretend they happened in. We have to time travel. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I guess technically we are all time traveling. We're just all traveling in the same direction at the same speed. Forward. We're always traveling forward in time. You cannot travel backward. That guy yesterday can't go back in time and undo what it is that he did. What he can do is try to take a look instead of being a bully. Not sure if you noticed, but I stand up to bullies. And I'm as diplomatic as I can be in the process. It is colder than a cast iron commode on the shady side of an iceberg, and my ass is going inside for a warm fucking coffee. Obviously, I ain't got no interest in hurting people. Obviously, I had every opportunity to harm that guy yesterday, but somehow I didn't. Why is me being painted some sort of a violent, horrible monster, and yet you have to physically harm me to get any sort of physical reaction? God damn you dumb son of a bitches. Now, as soon as it starts to warm up, I'm going to take down my blinds and stuff so that the sun can actually come in. For right now, I don't want people getting in and fucking peeking around my shit. I don't have anything illegal, but I also don't want things stolen. And that's one of the ways that people around here will retaliate against you. Breaking your shit and stealing your shit. Now, out of the, 4 or 5 people to beat on my vehicle since I got here, there's Molly twice. There was Candace once. And then there's El Dick Shittiest Maximus yesterday. I don't force y'all to be a bunch of fucking fuck nuggets. If you make that decision, it's your decision to make. I gotta spend the day panhandling as soon as it starts warming up so I can make some money, put in for gas. Always money for gas. Fucking gas. To get me places that don't get me anywhere. Places that are just gonna talk over me because I have to go in alone. Fucking stay lit, goddamn. Now, we looked it up yesterday, didn't we? Per capita, Oregon has the most pedophiles. The most, bar none. Per capita, Oregon is it. There are more pedophiles per person in this state than any other state in the union. Y'all know how I feel about pedophiles. Statistically, the person most likely to molest you is your dad. The person most likely to rape you is your dad.
Take the next right onto Stillwell Avenue, then turn left onto 2nd Street.
Oh.
You're in line for Starbucks.
Yes, ma'am, but I'm patient. Go ahead.
Oh, no, this is my.
I'm here because it's warm. I'm here because it's warm.
And then there's 6 stone. And I'm gonna do a venti hot pumpkin spice latte with oat.
Are you guys all waiting in line? Okay.
No thank you. Sure, we'll do one of the
Sounds
cheese.
Midwestern.
No thank you.
It sounds Midwestern. She's just waiting the same way I do. Like we'll wait to a pool. On the bright side, people here say toilet right.
I'm from Washington.
Once in a while, you get somebody like me walking through and saying poorly. Poorly.
I have heard that. It's like that's old.
You know, that's what I get for getting educated in Nebraska.
Our granddaughter is head to Arkansas, so we expect to see some big changes.
Mentally, yeah. Definitely come back with a different accent.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. They read my mind. It's pretty easy.
Someone asked the donut she picked out. I don't think that it's been 15 minutes yet.
No, that wasn't the tip. That was we have to take half. $1.41 to 07.60.
From Nebraska, we have to wait a really long time for this stuff. Winter wheat never grew in a day. Oh, nice. Well, I was gonna order a triple non-fat organic vegan water. Figured I'd change it up, but I guess I'll take my regular.
Watching network.
Like, I know what it's up for. So, time out. I can not hear. Like, I rushed in dog shit. Thank you so much. Take a straw out. No! Thank you.
Brian. Have a good day.
Thank you. Happy
One little thing from the diaper thing, it says beauty change.
Things change. No. Maybe when you get back.
Do you take most? Well, road. Is that enough?
25, 15, 20.
On the dot.
50. I can't count.
That's right. That's why we have Sesame Street. One. Or that whole conjunction, junction, what's your function? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. How do rumors get out of hand? Well, it's quite simple, really. A girl gets embarrassed. That's how simple it is for rumors to get out of hand. She's young and pretty. Well, doesn't really matter what lie she tells to try to save face, so to speak. People are always going to go the same direction with it. Always. If it's a dude that she's having a problem with, doesn't matter whose fault it actually is. It matters how the public perceives it. You could be the nicest guy in the world, ugly as sin and broke. People aren't going to care that you're nice. It'll become a popularity contest, same as always. See, that's what democracy ends up being, what it devolves into. Whoever has the most juicy slander or the most money to spend on a project, those are the ones who win. Oh. Now this guy, obviously not enjoying equality in the least bit. Definitely not my fault. Definitely not my choice. But it is definitely reality. Now, if he wants to go running around calling people all sorts of dirty names with no proof of it. Just, well, of course, running his goddamn mouth. Now, how many people have I killed so far? Well, grand total is 0. A grand total of 0. Now you get to hear how these chimos and pedophiles want to run around spreading the same goddamn rumors. You also get to see that I defend myself without getting physically violent. The problem here is that I live in the United States, where people are generally and genuinely non-appreciative. You also notice there are some women here who are different, much different. See, while we tend to complain about women, what women are we complaining about? Primarily girls between the ages of 18 and 35. That's scary. We're blaming all women for the actions primarily of women 18 to 35 and the abhorrent things that women are taught to do during that period in their life. Now, once she's hit 35, it's a downhill spiral. Same thing with guys, too. A man's value tends to increase as he gets older because he's got accumulation. What's that? That's when you've been at the same job for a long time. You've accumulated a lot of service record with your company. You've accumulated a higher wage. You've accumulated a 401k. A lot of the women that I know, they started off being interested in guys who are nice to them until they turn 18 and realize that they're on their own and too afraid to be on their own. For most men, we're expected to be financially stable at 18, but we won't be. If we get financially stable, it won't be until we're between 24 and 30. By the time we're 30, we might be financially stable, but that's just stable. Now, you might want to think of consequences here, and you might want to think of finances more along the, well, you went to the hospital with a critical alert. We're dying here. Stable doesn't mean you're fixed. It means you're not slipping backwards anymore. Once you hit financial stability, this is when you're able to finally start paying off some of your debts. If you go to college, it's going to be much later. We got doctors that became doctors in the 1970s that still haven't paid off the fact that they're a doctor, and it'll never be paid off. That education ain't free. Somebody's paying for it. And you get to see this feller here, this Wolnez feller. Wanted to start shit right here at the Safeway while I was going in to exchange cans. Now, I decided to be nice to the guy and go across the street. Try to fucking ignore him. But then he's just standing there staring at me. Well, I can fucking stare back, but I'll stare with a camera. The guy wanted to accuse me of being a druggie. He sure as shit didn't like it back. What'd he do? The moment I said that, he wanted to get violent and physically assault me. Now, why do I not consider that a physical assault? Although legally, what he did there, the very first time, that was assault. Now, if I was in good physical shape, I wouldn't consider it an assault because it's not painful. Now, because of my back issues, it's excruciatingly painful. But also, I held my ground. You notice that dumb pig, Lothman, when he arrested me. God damn, he was gloating, wasn't he? And of course, there was Harold, wanted to turn off my camera illegally. It is against the law for him to turn off my recording device. See, this is why you need a friend or family member when you're a disabled male, especially out on the streets. Police don't give two shits about you. They'll dig for excuses not to do their goddamn job, same as anybody else. You notice when there's an issue, I don't go to the cops. Actually, I try, don't I? It's not effective. Do you know what is effective? Krista, Mary, Miriam, Cynthia. That's effective. Now, I didn't start off calling that guy every name that he called me. No, I tried being nice. He wanted to lie to me and about me. Now, since he's assaulted me already 3 different times, 3 different occasions in one day, I do have the right to shoot him. But what the fuck would I shoot him with? A rubber band? No, I'm not interested in killing anybody. Between killing somebody and taking an ass whooping, I'll take an ass whooping. I think it's fair. It's fair that I don't have to sacrifice my humanity. I'll take an ass whooping on principle, you goddamn right. If I go into the Starbucks to hide behind professional type folks, I pick the folks I hide behind based on what they're most likely to do. I don't want anybody getting their ass beat. I certainly don't want some guy getting his ass beat by Cynthia, because he will never live it down. And I do wholeheartedly believe that she's got the gruff behind her to back it up. Natalie Bollinger getting shot in the head was fucked up. It's still fucked up. The fact there's so many people that think it's okay to harm me without finding out what's going on. Even the cops wanted to play vigilante. Why is that? Because of bias. Now, if we look at just the teachers alone, well, we want to pretend that, well, depending on the statistics, anywhere from 60% to 97% of sexual molesters and rapists are male. No. No. We treat it differently. We treat male victims differently, and we treat female predators differently. That's why we've got an 11-to-1 ratio this year on female teachers having sex with their students versus male teachers having sex with their students. There have been less than a dozen males who are teachers who are arrested for sexual offenses. Out of all of them, only 3 of them were accused of having sex with a minor. We've got, what, 37 or 38 female teachers now? 33 of which got busted having sex with students. 3 versus 33. Yeah, women seem to be a lot more likely to be sex offenders, a lot more likely to abuse their position of power, a lot more likely to be pedophiles. Women, that's right. Women are up to 30 times more likely to be physical abusers in a relationship. Did you know that? Women are 11 times more likely to be stalkers. But we don't base anything off of those numbers, do we? No, we base it off of convictions, which are based on bias. If some pretty young thing decides she's going to pretend that you might do something bad to her, people will do bad things to you. They absolutely will. And they don't like it when they get it back, do they? Of course they fucking don't. Alicia Bollinger isn't any less of a complete and total piece of shit than that Andrew Wolnez feller. But I'm going to tell you something about that Wolnez feller. Because he has a penis, he might come to his fucking senses. Jamie Curtis, she used to tell me a lot of things, like a woman will hold a grudge forever, or a woman changes her mind more often than she changes her underwear. Or, if you stay, it'll be bad. If you go, it'll be worse. Now, this Wolnez feller should have thought about it before becoming a predator. If you choose to be predatory towards me, and then you want to whine like a mule because I give you equality, but holy hell, you a special kind of dumb, ain't you, son? I don't make you the idiot that you choose to be. See, you can choose to remain ignorant, or you can find out for yourself. You could choose to be a part of this whole witch hunt. Or you could try finding out what really happened. A one-sided story is always missing pages, right? Now, of course, while this guy wants to accuse me of being a murderer and a rapist and a child molester and God knows what else, when he wanted to accuse me of touching them drugs, well, I accused him right back, didn't I? And what happened? He got all uppity. Started having a heavy flow day. Started bleeding out his mangina. What he needed to do was go down to Home Depot, get an industrial strength box of man pawns, and fucking stuff it. Now, thank goodness for the women in this town, right? Yeah. Thank goodness for the women in this town. Thank goodness for Cynthia. Thank goodness for Miss Shirley. Thank goodness for Miriam. Thank goodness for Krista. Thank goodness for Mary. If it wasn't for women sticking up for me when I needed it, wouldn't none of this be possible. My ability to fight the system and have a YouTube channel. You know, it was a woman Jerry Sparks, who helped me to make this YouTube channel, up in Bozeman, Montana. Sorry, Glaton Gateway, Montana. All the way back in 2018. We made 2 of them. Now, I've been showing evidence for years. The majority of the people that get on my channel are trolls. These people don't like me. They don't care about me. I'm not a human being to them. I'm entertainment. And that's the fucking problem with you dipshits. Yeah, I get you pretty girls have a much different take. Why wouldn't you? You spend all that time putting on that makeup so you can get people to look at you and give you attention. You complain that you have to have different clothes so you can keep up with the Joneses. You know what? The dude you're with doesn't give 2 shits what you're wearing. He doesn't give 2 shits. Guys are a lot more simple than any woman I know is capable of understanding. We have simple wants, simple motivations. It's not some crazy cockamamie thing where our friends are all telling us what they think we want to hear. Women tend to be afraid to be honest with other women. They don't want to tell another woman how it actually is. We got to play this, what was it, yesterday or the day before? The woman giving her speech about how women aren't honest with one another, about how you lie to your female friends because, well, you know how it would feel if somebody told you that it was you, that you were the problem. Now, with a lot of these people, they are the problem. Veronica Bruce, the issues that her and I have are because she wanted to get drunk. That's not my fault. She wanted to throw a tantrum afterwards because apparently bringing up the fact that she was drunk is rude. No, it's not. It's realistic. She was mean to me because she was drunk. And then she was mean to me because I said something about her being drunk. Much like the recordings with Christian, and he's not the only one I've got recorded throwing tantrums like that. There's also Shannon Alvarado, another alcoholic. There's also Teresa Orn, another alcoholic. Now that guy yesterday, even though he wanted to call me a pedophile and shit like that, and call me a murderer because he's a fucking dumbass, did I go accusing him of murder? No, I didn't. What did I accuse him of? Well, when he wanted to accuse me of doing drugs, I accused him of doing drugs. Although I didn't get violent with him over it, he did get violent with me. Then he wanted to accuse me of being a chimo. Now, I don't remember molesting his ass. Don't get me wrong. I used to live in Washington State. I don't know how old he is. No clue whatsoever, and don't fucking care. I do not care how old he is. He's a grown-ass goddamn adult. Now, if he wants to accuse me of molesting him when he was a kid, well, when did he and I have any time together as kids? If you're going to go accusing somebody of something, you best fucking back it up. Can I back up the fact that he come up and fucking assaulted me on more than one occasion? Well, yeah, it's on fucking video. Of course I can back that shit up. It's on this YouTube channel. Just like I can back that shit up about protecting Chloe Pachovis from her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, Todd Ryan Case. Just like I can back up the fact that I was at Kayla Trujillo's at 120th and Melody when Natalie Bollinger got her goddamn brains blown out. Unlike you goddamn dipshits, I fucking pay attention. Why wouldn't I? It's my life. It's my loved ones. It's my livelihood. I used to be an artist once, and a lot of people want to tell me that I should go back to being an artist. Are you fucking shitting me? You don't fucking pay. You pay your plumber, you pay your babysitter. You very, very rarely pay your artist. I was good enough an artist that in 1 month in high school, I went from not being able to draw a stick figure because the heads came out looking like cinnamon rolls to being a portrait artist that people were paying to draw pictures of their loved ones. Now this Mr. Wolnez feller, what should I have done yesterday? According to many of you, I should have just killed him. According to many of you, I should have just beat him up. What did Riley Lawton say when I let him know that I was assaulted by a pedophile named Robert Franklin Mornick? He said I should have used my martial arts. I did. I didn't use martial arts to physically assault him. I used the mentality I was taught. You only use it if it's necessary. Always try diplomacy first. But when people are getting aggressive and violent, sometimes violence is the only answer. Violence is rarely the answer, but when it is the answer, it is the only answer. Whereas that dipshit just wanted someone to hurt. Just wanted an excuse to hurt somebody. Just wanted an excuse to be mean. And then he wants to whine like a little bitch because he was recorded being a little bitch. Anyway, I'm about halfway done with my coffee. I'm going to a parking lot, just right over there. When people harm me, I just have to take it. You get to see how I'm treated when I call 911. You get to see how I'm treated by police officers. You get to see how I'm treated by child molesters and rapists. Y'all know me. I'm an asshole, but only when necessary. I have never gone out of my way to harm anybody my entire life. I have, however, done everything in my power to tell the truth, show the truth, and if I got to do desperate shit, pretend to protect my loved ones, yeah, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do some pretty goddamn desperate shit. I get that my little sister is probably not the best person to go to for help. I get that my older brother is literally never going to give a shit. What he cares about is his drugs. Now, I told you, I don't care if you're my friend of 20 years. You harm children, I'll fucking tell on you. I also said loud and proud that I can do things that parents can't. I'm not afraid of losing my kids, so I don't have to be afraid of going to prison to protect you. No, I'm not willing to kill their assailant. I'm not willing to stab them, not willing to shoot them. But goddamn, I'll make a big fucking noise. This Warner feller. Weren't no reason for him to be a dumbass. Now that young man that was in the Toyota Tacoma, he come by last night with that Carlos feller. And I'm glad for that. He talked to me like I'm a human being. They knew they were being recorded. I did recognize him. Told you I would. Carlos is not the guy that was being a dipshit. The dude who was being a dipshit is the one that was in the back seat. But this time he talked to me like I was a person. This time he didn't show up threatening. He didn't show up trying to act tough. They pulled up next to my vehicle, well, behind it. Kind of curved around next to me, so if I needed to this time, I could back out. By the way, when I was having back spasms next to the road, coming back from the jail, Carlos was one of the 3 people who come over and picked me up. Matter of fact, it's on this phone and my not online recordings. We got a lot of stuff in my not online recordings, don't we? We got this guy right here. What's his name? We got the Bouncing Betty mine, the S35. We got the RPG-2. Another RPG-2. These ones are from Myanmar. RPG-18. Here. The Prig. It's a hell of an RPG. What's this stuff for? Education. Here in the United States, we kind of spoil ourselves with 2 oceans, the Atlantic and the Pacific. But as we've been seeing in Ukraine, yeah, this war is getting a lot closer to home. A lot closer. A lot of the stuff that's being deployed right now over in Afghanistan, that's right, still being deployed. A lot of the stuff that is being deployed in Ukraine, much of this stuff was designed by us first. Some of the stuff that we have, like the M16 mine, it's our version of the Bouncing Betty. The Russians have their own version too. Some of the mines that we make look just like children's toys. Just like children's toys, whereas the Russians made theirs so they look a lot less like children's toys. It looks like a piece of discarded packaging. Alright, this is getting pretty long. It's an hour and 19 minutes long. So I'm in the video. I'm going to finish my coffee and then I'm headed over to the library. Well, library parking lot anyway. I should have parked in the sun, but there was no sun when I parked. don't try getting violent with me. If I didn't molest you, don't accuse me of molesting anybody. If I didn't assault, don't accuse me of assaulting anybody. And if you want to be a lying sack of shit and you get busted, well, you could always man up and fess up. Really, that's what manning up means. That's why we call it manning up. You'd never expect a woman to do that. Of course, y'all might be pleasantly surprised. You talk to a woman who's over 35 years old, she might actually listen to understand. Or she might not have time, but she'll understand at least enough that when you show up and say, hey, I need a few minutes, or at least a few moments of safety here. For a lot of younger women, when they're young and pretty, and they can get free stuff until they're 30 or 35, that's what they're going to do. If you could do that, you would too. Well, most of you would anyway. But also, we've gotten to see some of the women that I used to know that, despite the fact that they were pretty, were not like that. For the most part. And when we talk about women hitting the job market, most of them can't be considered to have anything but a starter job. For a lot of guys, we start off the same jobs that women work at, right? A lot of us start off at fast food, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. For a lot of women that I know, they'll bounce back and forth between having one of them small-time jobs and having a boyfriend who takes care of things. Eventually, the piggy bank runs out. She blames him and she leaves. And she realizes that she's not as desirable to everybody as she was in her youth. She goes out and she gets that starter job again. Except unlike the guys who started off right out of the gate, right at 18, these men have a 17-year lead. A 17-year lead on these women. She's not going to be financially stable until she's in her 50s in most situations. She's not going to be financially stable until her 50s, primarily because of how we teach women to manipulate men. How we teach them that either it's the only option or it's the easiest option. Men tend to gravitate towards better jobs. If they're going to quit a job, it's because they've got a better job lined up. And that's kind of the way that women treat boyfriends. You'll get a new boyfriend when this one dries up and his bank account dries up. And then he's a useless turd who doesn't care about you because he tells you, no, we don't have the money. And then, of course, everything becomes an argument. But you're going to stay there and annoy the living shit out of him until you find a better boyfriend to move in with. When you hit 35, well, then it's time for you to realize that that's your last chance. You're probably not going to get more chances after that. What you've got is what you're stuck with. If we stop teaching girls to play victim and remain ignorant, if we started teaching girls how to work on their cars, how to change their tires, We start teaching girls how to shingle their own roof. Then we're doing something useful. We've taught girls to latch onto a man with a job. And we tell her that a guy who don't got a car, he's a scrub. He's lazy. He's a nobody that's never going to amount to nothing. You want somebody with the ready-made family, the ready-made house, the vehicle just for you. Oh, you're not a scrub if you don't have a car. No, the man is supposed to provide it, and so on and so on and so on. Look at how many women at this Safeway are probably financially independent because they have to be. And elsewhere in America too. The world changes when we make it change. But we got to recognize other human beings as other human beings first. When we want special rights and special treatment, do you want those special rights and special treatment for others, or is it just for you? I am completely and entirely ungrateful for the police. But I'm glad for the women who work at this Safeway and some of the men too. I'm glad for the people who work at the Starbucks over by Denny's. I am thankful for everybody who works at the Denny's, even the ones that I don't like anymore. I'm still thankful for them. I'm thankful for the people who were there for me when the police weren't, even if it was only in a tiny way. Ugh.